So we will go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining us today for our Yoga and Mindfulness series with AARP and Open Up. If you haven't joined us before, my name is Colleen Cadman, and I serve as an Associate State Director of Outreach with AARP in Pennsylvania. We're excited to have folks from all over joining us for the Yoga and Mindfulness series. And if you haven't already done so, we encourage you to please share in the chat where it is that you're tuning in from. So we're going to go over and read a few. We've got folks from Missouri today. I'm seeing Illinois, Maryland. I'm seeing New Jersey. I'm seeing Florida. Lots of folks from our home state of Pennsylvania. So shout out to our PA folks. We've got Oregon today, Wisconsin, California, Virginia, Washington State, Minnesota, Georgia, Nebraska. Let's see, I can't remember if I said New York already, Delaware, Massachusetts, Michigan, Louisiana, Texas. Excellent. Well, thank you again for tuning in with us. Whether this is your first time joining or you've been with us for the Yoga and Mindfulness series before, we're happy to have you. AARP is committed to helping people take control of their health as they age by providing tools, resources, and information that will entertain and inspire, educate and stimulate, and engage and activate. AARP hopes to create an environment where our members can live their healthiest lives possible in mind, body, and spirit. And AARP wants to help you take a whole body approach to your healthy living goals. Regular exercise and focusing on your brain health are two great ways to support healthy aging. You can learn more at www.aarp.org/health/healthy living. And our wonderful volunteer Kara is going to be sharing that link in the chat momentarily, as well as the link to sign up for future classes in this weekly series. We will be recording today's session, so barring any technical difficulties, you will receive that recording in your email about 24 hours after today's class. We're going to try a new style with the recording today, so please test that out, and if you have any feedback for us, let us know at next week's class. We're really excited to be collaborating with Open Up on this series. Please consult your physician or other healthcare professional before starting this or any other fitness program to determine if it is right for your needs. And without further ado, I'd like to turn things over to our instructor, Chandler, to lead us in today's session. So over to you, Chandler.
Thank you, Colleen. Hi, welcome everyone from everywhere, all the different states. Thank you for joining us for class. My name is Chandler, and I'm a movement instructor here at Open Up and a yoga instructor. And here at Open Up, we practice art and movement in the studio. And let's start by finding a nice comfortable seat or standing if you prefer that, or in a chair. And let's start with a little intention setting, goal setting. So you can close your eyes and then just be in a comfortable place where your breath is normal, you're not holding your breath. And start to think about some intentions that you want to set for yourself for this practice or just your life in general. And once you've locked it in, I just want to read something as you think about it, your intention or goal. So this affirmation is persist like water. As powerful as it is peaceful, water has the ability to transform landscapes. Continuous drops can hollow out rock surfaces. A winding river can carve out deep canyons, and waves can reshape a beach. Water teaches us that almost anything is possible with time and tenacity. Today, repeat the phrase, I will persist. As you think of a goal you've been working toward, like water, commit to moving through all obstacles in pursuit of your goal. So maybe during class today, you say, I will persist. I will push towards this goal. Good. Slowly start to open your eyes. Nice. And rub our hands together, creating some heat. Good. Now we're going to use this heat and just to awaken our senses. Start with our face. We're not going to touch our face. We're just going to let the heat kind of hover around our face, down the back of our head and our neck. And when you start to feel the heat dissipate, you rub your hands together again. Kind of like doing a body scan, preparing ourselves to give ourselves a nice massage in the areas that we need some extra love. Your hands are just hovering above your body. One more time. Make sure you get the toesies. I have my leg warmers on because it's still kind of cold, but nice here in Pittsburgh. Good. And then you rub your hands together one more time. And now we're going to give ourselves just a nice little massage. Working out any tension, any soreness that we might have within our body. I like to start with my upper body first, but you can start wherever feels good for you. And I enjoy doing the cupping method where I'm squeezing my muscles up and then down. Kind of like a cat that's kneading on a blanket or something soft. And then take a moment to use both of your hands to get into your neck and your shoulders, because I feel like we hold the most tension with our daily life, having our shoulders up to our ears. Maybe our posture is not the best and we're clenching our muscles. So take some time to try to release the top part of our neck into our shoulders. Can't think of the name of this muscle right now, but this muscle. Keep going. And then warm your hands again and work your way down into your midsection, your rib cage, down into your hips. And once you've gotten to your hips, we're going to squeeze inward to create like a compression fill. So pressing in, inhale, squeeze, 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 and then exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Nice. Now going down into our legs. For those who like to walk on a daily basis or run, take some time to loosen up our quad muscles and our calf muscles. Maybe for our calf muscles, we take the palm base of our hand and then we go down our leg. Good. And then we switch to the other side. And then last but not least, our feet. Our feet are the most important things in our body to help keep us up. We're just going to massage our arches, doing the kneading method again, pressing into our feet. If you like, you can also stretch your toes, pulling them away from the center of your foot. I heard a pop. And then into your heels. And switching to the other side, rubbing your hands together. Massaging your arches, your metatarsal, getting into your heels. And if you want to do some extra love, pulling your toes out away from the center of your foot. Good. And then returning back to center. Now we're just going to do a few rolling of the body. So you're just going to do a head roll. Inhale. And then exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Every time you exhale, it allows you to pull and create more space in your body. And then the other side, 2 head rolls the other direction. Inhale and then exhale. Good. From here, we look up, our chin goes high to the sky, stretching out the top of our neck. And then from here, our chin goes down to our chest. Again, inhale and then exhale. Good. Placing one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach. That was just an introduction into our breath. So we're going to press our stomach into our hand, filling our stomach with air. Inhale and then exhale. It goes back down towards the back right here. Inhale again and exhale. This next set of breaths, you're going to inhale and then exhale through your nose. Ujjayi breaths. Continue. Inhale and then exhale. And then the next 4, you pick which one you like to do. Inhale through your nose and exhale throughout your mouth, or inhale and exhale through your nose. Here we go. Inhale and then exhale. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Good. Just for fun, we're going to do a bunny breath. So we're going to breathe in, a gulp 4 times, and then we hold it and we exhale. So we're going to take one breath in and another one and another one. See if we can fit one more in and then exhale. Again, inhale, 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 and exhale. Good. And then let's do some shoulder rolls. Incorporating our breath now. Inhale and exhale down and back. Again, inhale and exhale. Now forward towards the camera. Inhale, exhale, and inhale and exhale. And whether you're seated or standing or in a chair, we're going to stir the pot, isolating from the top of our head and to our hips. We're just going to try and loosen up our upper half of our body, keeping both of our sits bones planted into the ground and or both of our feet. And we're only moving our upper body half. Bring it around town and other side. Now I challenge you to add breath to this. So inhale and then exhale. Good. And then back to the front. Nice. From here, we're going to reach our arms up. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to twist. Inhale. Face the front. Exhale, twist. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. I'm going to stay here. 2 big deep breaths. And every time you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. One more set. Good. And then return back to the front. We'll go over to the other side now. 2 big deep breaths. So you can twist on the exhale. And then return back center. Good. You can either have your legs the way they are if you are seated on the ground, like myself, or you can have your feet in this butterfly position, whatever feels good for your hips. If you are standing, your feet will stay planted in a mountain pose like this. Or if you are seated, you'll just be sitting up nice and tall in your chair. Feet are nice and planted and your toes are stretched out, creating like a web effect, and your arches will lift and your head will be staying up nice and tall. Our sits bones won't move, but they'll stay planted in our seat. Okay. And from here, we're just going to do a nice little lateral side bend. We're reaching up, inhale, and then exhale, keeping both hips down on the ground. We stretch over to the side. And then we inhale back up. The other arm goes up. And then we exhale, stretch. Inhale. Exhale, stretch. Inhale. And exhale, stretch. Good. And from here, we're just going to fold over our legs. This might look like a modified forward fold if we're standing. If we're seated like this, or if we're standing, it's just a regular forward fold. And from here, we'll find ourselves in our mountain pose. We're reaching our arms up. We're going to do the same thing now, grabbing onto one wrist, and then we do a side stretch. And we return back up. Another side. And we return back. From here, we forward fold over our legs, shaking our head yes and no, grabbing onto our elbows, swaying side to side, having a slight bend in our knees so we don't push back into on the back of our legs and hyperextending. Good. We're going to keep going with those spiral twists now. We place one hand on to the ground and the other one will lift. So if we're standing, this is what the variation will look like. Modified sitting, we're going to toe ball heel our feet out. And then you can either have your arm here and just reach for the sky or reach for the back of the chair. If you like to increase the stretch, place the one hand on the ground and then the other one will reach for the sky. So I'll stay here. Let's take 2 deep breaths, breathing in and out. And in and out. Let's spice it up now. Let's do an arm circle. Twice, one direction, and then we reverse it, loosening up our shoulder blades. And then we'll switch other side. The arm that was up will go down, and we reach for the sky. Stay here 2 deep breaths before we do our arm circles. And if you don't want to do the arm circles, you can just keep your arm up to the sky. This is for you. And then we circle twice, one direction. And then we do the other side, other way. Good. And then we roll back up through the spine. If you're seated, you toe ball here, your feet back to center. And if you are standing, we'll roll back up. We do this again. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, we forward fold. From here, if you're seated, toe ball here, feet out to make space for your body. We shake our head yes and no. Grabbing onto our elbows and then swaying side to side. Good. We place one hand on the floor as the other one reaches. You can go straight into your arm circles or just leave it here. I'll do 1 and 2. Another way, 1 and 2. And then we return back to center. We do the other side. The other arm reaches up. 1 and 2. Other way, 1 and 2. We roll back up through the spine. We toe ball heel our feet back into center. We reach our arms up high to the sky and we bring them parallel. For just a half eagle, we place one elbow into the inside of our arm and we'll spiral twist. So you can have both the back of your hands touching, or you can try to clap where both hands are now, the palms of your hands are together. And we'll stay here in this half eagle. Lifting our elbows, putting our chin down to our chest. Take 2 deep breaths. And then we shake it out. Other side, both arms reach up high to the sky and parallel. The other elbow will go in. And then we spiral twist. Continue to breathe. We reach both arms up and then we go back down. Let's return back to our Tadasana mountain pose. Let's stay here and think about the intention setting. Being present. Shoulders are down and back. Our palms are facing forward as we bring in all that good energy soaking through our body. Take a moment of stillness. Good. We reach our arms up high to the sky again. And then continuing to our sun A, we reach forward, forward fold. If you're sitting a toe ball, heel your feet out just a little bit to make space. You shake your head yes and no. You grab onto your shins or your knees and you lift up halfway, lift just a little bit. And then you forward fold over again. Good. Stay here. And then from here, you roll up through the spine and you start the sequence again. If you're seated, if you are not seated and you're standing, you'll reach your hands up high to the sky and you forward fold. Shaking your head yes and no. Placing your hands in your shin, you lift up halfway lift and then forward fold. Good. From here, we'll walk ourselves down to the ground to find this tabletop position. We'll stay in this tabletop position. We're going to now release our belly, looking up high to the sky, and then back curving in. And release and in. And if you're seated, you are going to place your hands onto your knees. After you've done that set, you arch your back up high to the sky, and then you contract and C curve where your chin is going down and your forehead is going down to the floor. You do that 4 times total. And back down. Good. Cat and a cow. Staying there in that cat and cow. You push back child's pose. Take a few deep breaths here. Walk your hands over to one side of your mat. And then walking them over to the other side. Good. And then return back to the original child's pose. And then tabletop again. I'll show the modified version of this next sequence and series. From here in our modified tabletop, we're going to reach one arm up and then placing that hand onto your knee, we'll thread it through and reach. We're going to inhale and then exhale, thread through. If we are in tabletop on the ground, same thing, we'll reach and thread it through. And reach and thread through. Let's take 2 more like that in both versions of the sequence. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then we return back to center of our tabletop. Other side, we inhale, open our chest, and then we exhale. We inhale, and then we exhale. 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Return back to the tabletop. Let's find some kind of primal movement, anything that feels good, very creative on your own, rolling your shoulders out, maybe doing some side bends, your head's going to your side, anything to loosen your upper body. Good. And then from here, I'll show the modified version of this first. Utilizing our chair, we'll push up, planting our feet just a little bit further back for a modified downward dog. If you like, you can also increase this stretch utilizing the chair, placing your forearms on the chair, stepping your feet back just a little bit. Let your hands hang on the back of the chair, relaxing your chin down to your chest, shaking yes and no, staying here. If you like, in that tabletop, you plant your heels, send your hips up for a downward facing dog, walking your feet. Continue there, putting one heel down and the other. And then walking to a forward fold, grabbing onto our elbows, another swaying side to side. And then rolling up to the spine, finding Tadasana mountain pose, centering again, stay here. Let's do that variation again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we shake our head, yes. Exhale, oh, yes. And then exhale, no. Good. Grabbing onto our elbow, swing side to side. Planting our hands onto our shin, we look up, halfway lift, and then forward fold again. And then from here, the modified version, you'll find your chair, you'll face it if you are not already. You'll place your hands on the back of the chair and find this downward facing dog. For those in the regular forward fold, you just walk your feet out just a little bit to find a downward dog. And then we'll walk our feet, planting our heels in the downward dog, stretching out our calf muscles. Good, and when you're ready, walk your feet back to your hands. It's okay to have them bent like this. It creates just a little bit more leverage and space they're provided to fold. And then we roll up through the spine slow. Good. Going into our full eagle now. Going back to Tadasana mountain pose. You're welcome to have your chair by with you as support or even a wall. From here, placing our arms around, and then we'll take one leg and cross it over for a balance. If you like to only do the other half and just place one hand on your chest as your legs are crisscrossing over, you can, and then holding on to the chair for stability. That is also very welcome. If you're seated, you can do the crossing of your arms here, or even this variation if that's too much, and then you cross this leg over. You're sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. Your foot is planted, and we're here in the stillness. We're balancing, we're staying lifted. Take 2 deep breaths. We're not hunching in our back. We're staying lifted. Our upper body is going forward towards the camera. Our shoulders are down and back. And then from here, we unwind, untwist, and we shake it out. We do the other side. We cross that leg over, place our hands parallel, and then the other elbow will go in as we spiral twist and or give ourselves just a really big hug, the same version of a pretzel. And then we unwind and let go. From here, we're just gonna flap our arms like an eagle because it's fun. Relaxing all of the muscles in our arms, just letting kind of like a swan and swan like, letting our arms fly freely, feeling our shoulder blades rub against our ribs. Good. And that's a form of shaking it out. I just wanted to be creative today with that. All right, from here, we're gonna reach our arms up and forward fold one more time. Let's take a few bends of our knees. So just slightly bending our knees and then stretch. Continue and bend and stretch and bend and stretch. Toe ball, heel our feet out in this forward fold to find a wide leg forward fold. Reach our hands over to one side of our foot. Stay here. Continue to breathe. We'll take that same variation with this arm, the left arm, if you are reaching for your right foot, will stay down, and then the right arm will reach up to the sky. Doing this opposition spiraling effect. And then we'll return back to center, walking your hands to center, shaking your head yes and no. Good, and walking your hands over to the other side. The left arm will reach. We return back to center, and then we'll walk our hands through our legs. Stay here. And then walk them back out. Good, and then rolling back up through the spine, toe ball, heel our feet back into each other. Good, and then we're gonna take another balance. So I'll show the modified of this. Also kind of feeling like stretching away. We're gonna place our foot right in front on top of the knee for a modified tree pose. Placing both hands together, shoulders are down and back, both of our palms are pressing together, and we're staying here. If you're standing, you'll use your chair as a base for your balance. You'll place your foot onto your knee and then the other hand on your chest. Trying to get spicy now, you take the hand off of the chair and you try to balance, but it's the wall or chair is there for support. So stay there. 2 deep breaths, focusing on something in your space to help you to balance. Remembering that you will persist, thinking about your goals and intentions. You will succeed. You will conquer. And then relax, shaking it out. Saying those affirmations to yourself. And other side. I'm going to place my chair over here. If you're seated, you'll then take your foot down and put the other one on top. And then from here, we'll lift that leg up. And then we'll place our hand on our chest. The chair is there for support. You can stay here or you can lift up and place both hands together. Saying to yourself, I will persist. I am able, I am capable. And then return back, shake your legs out. Good. Kind of going into that figure 4 stretch in the same way that of your tree pose. If you're seated, you'll keep your leg where it was before and you do a forward fold. If you're standing, utilizing the chair for support, you'll put the foot right on top of your knee and you'll bend forward, kind of like in this chair pose. If you want to increase the stretch, you'll reach for the ground. And then if you like to be seated, Sitting up nice and tall, planting both feet, and then one foot, you'll lean back and you'll have that foot on top of your knee. And last but not least, you can have this figure four as well, and then you go forward again. So you have a plethora of options to pick from. We'll hold this for about 4 deep breaths. Remember to not hold tension in the back of your neck. Let your chin fall down into your chest, and that'll let gravity take the rest of the other part of your body down. And then we roll back up through the spine. We do the other side now. And we fold over the legs. Don't hold your breath. Breathe through the stretch. Stay there. Continue to say to yourself that I will persist. And then stretching both legs out. And let's find a seated position on the ground. Have both legs in front of us in this seated forward fold, reaching both arms up to the sky. And then we reach for our legs. Now, this is a very passive stretch, so I'm not going to yank my body down to my hamstrings, but I'm going to allow my hands to rest on the ground and let my head fall down towards my chest. Continue to breathe and let my upper body fall towards my legs and fold over. And rolling back up through the spine. From here, we'll bend our knees, bring them into our chest, kind of give ourselves a really big hug. And then we're going to rock the boat. Going back and forward. Just some fun. Do it again. And when you're like, okay, Chandler, I'm tired of this, you find yourself on your back. And then you do some windshield wiping blades of your legs. Let your knees fall to one side and then the other. And then we're going to stay on the one side. Let your legs fall and stay there, stretching out your quads. And the other side. Good. Bring your knees back into your chest. Do a few circles where your knees will go away from each other. And then go the opposite way. And holding onto your knees. Falling over to one side. And let's end in this cradle position for class. Giving yourself some support. If you still want to hold on to your knees, giving yourself some self-love. Good in the comfort in this position. Letting your side relax into the ground. Letting the arm that's closest to the ground be your support for your head. Closing your eyes. Now, as we begin to talk about self-love and being in a supportive position, I would love to read kind of a passage for you. And it's about loving your shadow. So as you're in this as you're closing your eyes, imagine standing with the sun at your back, your shadow cast in front of you on the ground. Now imagine that the shadow represents the parts of yourself you avoid, the challenging emotions, the difficult memories. Our shadows are a part of us, reminding us that there's no separation between our darkness and our light. Play with your shadow, watch it move as you move. Your shadow is evidence of your solidness, your presence in our universe. It proves that you are whole. As you open your eyes, gently say to yourself, I love my shadow. Today, accept that you are divine tapestry of dark and light. So as you're laying in this cradle position, start to accept and love your shadow. And when you're ready, we'll find the seated position again. And we're going to do a big group hug as we accept and acknowledge ourselves and our presence in the room, in the space that you're in. We're going to place our arms around us, closing our eyes, taking a deep breath in, and then exhale, reminding ourselves that we will persist and to love ourselves, love our shadow. Thank you all.
Thanks, Chandler. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. We want to remind folks that if you enjoyed being with us today, we offer this class same time, same place every week. We hope to see you back in the future. Our wonderful volunteer, Kara, is going to share the link to sign up for future classes in the chat. So please check that out. And we hope you'll also review the link from today's class, which will be coming out to anybody who joined today in your email within about 24 hours. So we hope to see you back soon. And we're getting lots of love for you in the chat, Chandler, lots of love for your substitute instructor, Anna, who's been with us a couple times too. So thank you both for always leading us through these beautiful classes.
Thank you all.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Oh, and I do see a good question about there is no class listed for 2 weeks from now. That's February 22nd. We are taking a break the third, is that the third week, the fourth week of February this year. We've got a vacation to deal with, so I apologize, but we'll make sure we get you links out in advance so you have something to do that week, and we'll see you back the following week. But there is class next week on the 15th as well as on the 29th this month. The only class we're skipping this month is February 22nd. Great question. All right. Thanks, everyone.